Hi, everybody. This is Debbie Happy Cohen with Joy-Based Living. Time to pause. In 2018, I will pause. That is the goal. I will intentionally recognize the peace, abundance, and well-being that surrounds us. Today is Meditation Monday, and as you can see, we have this new backdrop kind of fancy thing going on. I hope you like it. Let me know. For today's meditation, I wanted to focus on the topic of your inherent goodness. Like, I think a lot of times we judge ourselves according to the roles that we play, being a good enough parent or child or worker bee or driver, like if you ask anybody about just about any area of their life, there's usually you'll usually get back in return, how I'm doing at the gym, how I'm doing here. Just, I want us to meditate on, contemplate the depth of goodness that goes way beyond that, the depth of goodness that so much wants to live our purpose so that we can share the gifts that are inside of us in the biggest way. I mean, think about it. Why is it that you want to be good in all these different parts of your life? Most people do. I'm assuming here at Joy-Based Living that you do, that you care about that. The meditation that I'd like to offer up is that when we're aware of our own inherent goodness, we also become aware of the inherent goodness in others. When we're aware of our inherent goodness, we become more willing to take risks to bring more beauty and authenticity and joy into the world. The inherent goodness that I'm talking about, inherent means you're born with it. It means that it's unshakable and undeniable no matter what you may have or haven't done in your life. And I think that we're living in a world right now that says it's okay to put people down. It's okay to scapegoat people, to gaslight people. It's okay to tell half-truths and half-lies for the sake of protection, for the sake of being bigger than. This doesn't help us individually or collectively to really be the best that we can. It doesn't increase our joy. When we judge other people or we judge ourselves, that actually takes away from our joy. And so what I'd like to invite you to do is to notice the different roles that you consider in your life to be important to you, and notice how sometimes you might use those roles as emotional filters. So for example, and this is where our inherent goodness really pays off when we recognize it. So if I'm supposed to be, in my ideal self, in my mind, a great coach, then if someone that I'm working with really pisses me off and I get like really angry, well, if I have a filter that says ideal coach in my head, then all of a sudden now I eliminate the honesty and willingness to say, you know what, that person just really pissed me off. Now all of a sudden this image of who I'm supposed to be is being shattered. And I think that when we have roles in our lives that we define as that's a good person or that's who I'm supposed to be, and we measure ourselves against that, we don't give ourselves a chance to really be honest with ourselves and to really live in the moment. Think about somebody that you love. There are some people who I coach who are mothers who love their children so much that I will bring them up as examples during an important, if I want to really bring an important point across, that they know and they truly believe in their children's inherent goodness. And what that allows them to do, that they actually naturally do, is if their child says, I feel this or I'm experiencing that, they really listen. They take it seriously. They take it as important, and they don't try to filter it. And if they do try to filter it, then they're willing to catch themselves because they want to be a good mother, which is really funny. And so one of the practices is being able to give yourself that same generosity, that same benevolence. Because what I know is that when we recognize and acknowledge and celebrate our own goodness, and then we give that to others because we're doing it for ourselves, that's the foundation for really great relationships. That's a foundation for really great communities, and it grows. This is what it means to be the change that you wish to see in the world, is to be that kind to yourself, that there's nothing that you might feel or experience inside of yourself that is wrong or unholy or bad, that the truth of your being is inherent goodness. And I want you to know that I stand for you. I stand for your goodness. I stand for the full authenticity of your being, bringing its beauty and light and joy into the world. Thank you so much for being here with me at Joy Based Living Facebook Live. And I may also start sharing these on YouTube. I'm not sure. But thanks so much for all of your wonderful feedback throughout the month of January of doing these. It's really fun. See you later.